'cause I'm a bad bitch. What's up, everyone? This is another episode of For the People in the Back podcast. I am your host of Phoenix Diva, or you can call me Diva, and this is a podcast for the people who can never afford the first row, but always the standing section in the back. You are appreciated. So I hope you guys had a wonderful week. Shout out to everyone that's listening on Anchor and Spotify. You are appreciated. We are so close to getting monetized on Anchor, and hopefully next week or the next episode that I record is going to be, we're now monetized on Anchor. So the goal is, once we get monetized on Anchor, I'm going to start trying to get guests on the show. It's still going to be us. It's not going to be a podcast that relies on guests. I learned from Wendy Williams that you are the show, not the guest. Okay? And I really, really do believe that. I believe having guests does help a show every once in a while, having a guest. But if you have a show that relies on guests and not your own self, then what do you have? Nothing. Sip on that. So before we get into the topics I want to discuss today, which we have quite a few, I just kind of want to touch on the things that have happened this week with the Johnny Depp and Amber Heard court case. Now, I'm not going to completely get into absolutely every single detail of this case because, bitch, I'm tired. Let's just get to the final statements. Let's just let the jury figure it out because I'm tired. I'm tired. But what I will comment on is Badass, the first of her name, the slayer of turds, the queen of putting you together, not missing a beat, always having the receipts, the first of her name, the baddest bitch. Even in the motherfucking courtroom, the light shined on her. The light shined on her while spilling her truth and ending her crossover with a mic drop. No other than Queen Camille. Queen Camille did that shit. She did that shit. She made it clear. She had Amber Heard not even for a whole day. She had her for about 2 hours on the Monday, and then I think she ended it with her about 2 o'clock or something on Tuesday. So Camille didn't even have her for long. Camille didn't even need her for long. Camille handled that ass. And I loved how she brought up the previous deposition. I love that she brought up, sorry about the interruption, I had to deal with someone. But Queen Camille, I loved how she brought up the previous deposition and basically held Amber to the fire, held her feet to the fire, basically making it clear that I'm not going to let you get away with this. And if you're going to lie on the stand, I'm going to allow you to lie on the stand and make you look like an ass. So it's not like Camille was being combative, basically calling Amber out as lying. But when Amber was like, oh, well, I want to adjust my story, or I want to change my story, or I want to move a word or two, one of the things that Amber said was, she said pledge is the same thing as a donation.
Shut up! That is so stupid!
Which I thought that was quite humorous. I thought that was funny. And then another thing, I don't know who listens to me, if you're Team Amber or not, or if you hate Johnny Depp. Either way, for anybody, I don't care where side you're on, I just want to make something very, very clear. How Amber described putting on concealer was absolutely incorrect. So the one thing we will do, and the one thing I will comment on, is correcting what that dumb bitch said. Now, if you have dark spots or something that you don't want us to see, you put your setting cream on, okay? You put your setting cream on, your primer. Put that on. Then you put on your concealer. That is when you put on the orange, the green, the purple, whatever the fuck you need to cover your shit. That is when you put it on. Then you put on your foundation. If you're doing any type of concealer, it is not for correcting if you're putting it on top of your foundation. That is for contouring. That is when you want to show mamas your cheekbones. You want to give good cheeks. You want to give a sharp nose. Whatever the angular you're trying to do, whatever you're trying to serve, that is what you do on top of the foundation. You're not trying to hide shit above the foundation. So I just need to correct that shit. But Queen Camille, you ate that shit. Now I can hear it. Did you hear the other testimonies? Girl, I was I heard the lawyer guy that wrote that article, whatever. I heard that. I didn't really get the point of that because he couldn't say anything because of client confidentiality. So it was like, well, we're really not going to get anything out of this. And then I find it quite fascinating that they overpaid a tech guy to go through hashtags to kind of prove that Adam Walsh ruined my reputation. And basically, I'm just like, you apparently paid him and his team, whatever, $600 an hour to come up with that data, where you could have went on Kiwi Farms or Reddit or found some 2,000 subscriber YouTuber that was obsessed with you, Amber Heard, and given them $200 and they would have gave you better information. But that's just my thoughts on that. Like, you wasted money on that. Like, even though I don't like you, I felt bad for you at that moment because I'm like, bitch, I know that you could have gave somebody a good $200. A good $200, and all you had to do was just, talk to them through FaceTime a couple times and just say, oh my God, I love you. Or just, did an intro from their channel, like whatever the channel's name is. Like, oh, and this is Amber Heard, and we love this da-da-da channel. Like, bitch, you wasted money. And you could have got some YouTuber or some TikToker or somebody that really, really likes you or really, really hates Johnny Depp. And they could have done that for you, probably for free, depending on how much they liked you. Also, Eve Barlow, stop tweeting. Stop tweeting. You being a white woman and you saying believe all women, that is so damn tone deaf. His name was Emmett Till. Stop it, Eve Barlow. Please stop it. Like, I don't think you were trying to be racist, but when I saw, like, you put a picture of Amber Heard, who's obviously a white woman, and then you're going to say, believe all women, when a young boy got murdered over a white woman that falsely accused him of whistling at her. He was brutally murdered. So, I was trying to be nice about the whole privilege shit, but Eve Barlow, when you say believe all women bullshit, I'm sorry, I'm going to have to call your white privilege ass out. I don't have the privilege to believe any woman, irregardless of race. I don't have it. So I'm not saying don't believe white women or don't believe these women or da-da-da-da. This is what I think. If someone makes an accusation, hear it, and you are allowed to ask questions. Also, another thing that I thought it was interesting what Amber said was, she said I couldn't remember my trauma. That was hilarious. That was absolutely... She was like, I can't really remember my trauma. I'm sorry, you guys. Like, I just can't remember him beating my ass. I wrote about it, though, but I can't remember it. So, like, if I miss a detail or two, it's because of my PTSD. I can't remember shit. During my Twitch stream, I was saying, like, how I believe that's complete horse shit. And I know several people that have been sexually abused or physically abused, and they could give me the exact detail of exactly how that shit went down. And it's just ridiculous. It's absolutely ridiculous. So, also another thing that was really, really interesting, and then we're just going to move on from this Amber Heard thing. Girl, I'm really reading you tonight. You deserve it, though, but I really wasn't expecting to give you this energy. I really wasn't. I was going to let you go. But one thing I find interesting, Amber, is that the people from AquaMan didn't want to fire your ass because you're a cunt and because of what you did to Johnny Depp and the tapes and shit. No, that's not why they wanted to can you. They wanted to can you because the lack of chemistry between you and Jason Momoa. That's fucking hilarious to me. Which, WB, you're idiots. When you were testing her, you should have tested the chemistry right then and there. If you put them in a room and there wasn't chemistry there, then you should have found another bitch. Maybe Johnny Depp does have enough pull for you to hire her dumbass, because I'm sorry, I have heard this several times, even in school plays, yes, I said school plays, soap opera, small theaters, doesn't matter. They always do a chemistry test. They always do it. Okay? Especially if it's intended for these two individuals to be together. If that is the intention of the writing, like for example in a movie, it's the intention for these two people to be together, you have to make sure the chemistry is great. Now, if you're doing a TV show and it's just you're in the show for like 5 or 6 seasons and then somehow these people ended up together, then that's a little bit different. But hopefully the chemistry works anyways. But like I said, with a movie, you kind of know what the intent's going to be. You kind of know like who is going to end up with who. So you want to make sure that the chemistry is good. So I find that funny, Amber. It had nothing to do with you beating the shit out of your husband on fucking audio, or you getting arrested for doing something to your ex-wife, which I loved how they brought that up in court. It had to do with your trash ass acting. So that's enough with you. Next.
Dracarys.
So I just want to lightly touch on this. So if you haven't heard, or you haven't really noticed, this week, all these networks are really introducing all the shows that they have lined up for the fall or in the future. So we've been seeing a lot of news about new shows coming out or shows being canceled. Like CW, y'all cleaned the fucking house out, girl. Y'all even took the cobwebs. Like, I knew that y'all were scraping for money because you're trying to do a Gotham Knights show, and then you're also trying to do the spinoff or a prequel of Supernatural. I know you need the coins, boo. But girl, you got rid of Riverdale? I thought y'all would never get rid of Riverdale. Oh my Lord, like Riverdale should have been gone years ago, child. Like, it looked like the actors didn't want to show up to work, but they're like, bitch, I got a bill to pay. I gotta go. And some people don't even relate to that. They're like, well, if the actors don't like it, then why do they keep on working there? Have you ever worked at a job you didn't like? Hell, like, get out of here. I don't understand how you can work at a job you don't like. Bitch, you don't have bills. Sip on that. So congratulations to Riverdale, the people that wanted to leave the show, but you didn't because you had bills. You are free to go. I'm not even going to say thank you for your services, but I hope the therapy bill will be able to be taken care of for you. But also, what was announced was HBO is doing a series called Velma, and it's Velma from Scooby-Doo, and it's Mindy Kaling's show. Who Mindy Kaling is, for people that don't know, she had the Mindy Project that was on Fox, but she was first came to fame off of the show The Office. I didn't watch The Office. I don't know if she was a character on The Office or she just worked behind the scenes in the show The Office. And I don't know exactly what Mindy Kaling's ethnicity is. All I know is that they're South Asian. Okay, so I see the picture of Velma, and I'm seeing the picture, and I thought Velma was black. But Velma is not black. Velma's going to be South Asian, and I believe they're going to be voiced by Mindy Kaling. Now, this is something that I learned from the Super Bowl when Jennifer Lopez and Shakira performed. This is something that I learned, that sometimes it's that we have to take a step back and let cultures have their win. And Jennifer Lopez, even though she, in my opinion, has stolen music and profited off of music from black women, and taking voices from black singers and profited from them. Like, even though I've covered this several times about Jennifer Lopez. Go on YouTube. I've talked about it several times on my Twitch about how Jennifer Lopez has stole from black women. I've talked about it. I don't want to go into like full detail. Go on YouTube. I've talked about it on my streams. Like, it's been talked about. Like, we just don't have enough time for me to do another J-Lo breakdown. I just don't have it in me, and I want to talk about other things. But I learned that even though I have this negative feeling towards J-Lo, I had to put that aside and let the Puerto Ricans and the Hispanics have their win. I had to let the Hispanics and the Puerto Ricans and the Bonicuas and all of them have their win. And I was silent. When, like, at first I was going to go in, I was going to say fuck J-Lo and things like that. But I had to learn that this is a win for them. This is a win. This is a win for their culture. They love J-Lo, and I need to be quiet and let them have their moment, and I let them have it. So with Velma, South Asian community, if this is a win for y'all, for Velma being South Asian, congratulations to you. I am not going to take it away from you. Congratulations to you. So I just want to make that clear before I do any more commentary about this situation. Okay? Now, regarding the character Velma, for me, I think Velma is the most underappreciated character almost in all time. And this is why. I have no idea why, but with Velma, none of the other characters in Scooby-Doo. Not Daphne, not Shaggy. God, what's that guy's name? Y'all, I literally had to pause to look it up. They had Shaggy, Fred. Sorry, Fred, I could not remember your bitch ass. Fred, Shaggy, Daphne, and Velma. Okay, those, and then Scooby, and then Scrappy. Scrappy came later on. Okay, but the five was Shaggy, Fred, Daphne, Velma, and Scooby. Okay. For whatever reason, Velma is the one of the five that continuously gets fucked with and retconned out of all of them. If the other four got the business when it came to retconning and things like that, so they even made Velma, I think she's part of the umbrella. I don't know where she is in the LGBTQ plus community, but she's in there. I don't know where she is, but she's in there now. In one of the recreations of her, she's in there. Another recreation of her, they changed her ethnicity several times. She has been Asian before. So out of all the characters, it's Velma that they fuck with the most. It would be different if they fucked with the other cast members. But when it comes to putting in any type of identity politics, I'm sorry, but it is what it is, or any type of performative energy, it's always with Velma. It's never with Daphne. It's never with Fred. It's never with Shaggy. Like, for example, Shaggy, like, why can't Shaggy be Pans? Like, you'll never, like, in my mind, we will never see Shaggy being Pans. We will never see Shaggy being queer. We will never see Daphne being queer. We'll never see Fred. Oh, imagine if Fred was bi. Oh, please, dear God, please do it. Now, I'm not saying that I'm not into inclusivity. I butchered that name, whatever. Butcher that word, but whatever. I'm not saying that I'm against it. What I'm saying is that it's really fucked up to me that the only character that they continuously do this to in the Scooby-Doo universe is Velma. It's only Velma. No one else gets it but Velma. Which Velma, in my opinion, was the main ingredient. Oh yeah, we're going there. Was the main ingredient to Mystery Inc. Because it was Velma that figured out who did it. It was Velma that could understand the clues. It was Velma. Velma ran that shit. Now, they all had individual, contributions, but there would not be a Mystery Incorporated if there wasn't Velma. Now, Velma can do bad all by herself. Now, Velma, is she better with her friends? Yes. But Velma can do bad all by herself. The other fools can't. That's a fact. So it's kind of interesting that they always fuck with Velma. And it makes it hard for people, like, for there to be a Velma fandom. Because it's like, what's the point of liking Velma when you're going to retcon her again? What's the point of me being attached to this character if you're just going to keep on retconning her? That's ridiculous. Now, if you want to create new original characters that are South Asian or black or white or Hispanic, that's great. But just taking a character that we already love and slapping a color tone on them, you know, it's just not my thing. Now, Velma isn't black, so, you know, that's South Asians. If y'all happy with it, that's cool. It's not my, you know, it's not my battle. But I'm letting y'all know now, and I'm saying it on the record. If Velma was black, I'd be pissed. I'd be pissed as fuck, and I would be insulted. I would be completely insulted if Velma was black. It's like, stop using my ethnicity as a way to pander. Stop, you performative fucks. If you want to create black characters, please have them be original. Stop fucking with my melanin. Also, before we move on from this subject, I just wanted to add that this will be outside the Scooby-Doo universe, but who gives a shit? Next. So, petty news. More, like I said, this week they've just been announcing stuff. So, another thing that got announced was Jersey Shore. You remember the show Jersey Shore that came out in 2009? For the people that don't remember, it had Snooki, Paulie, JWoww, Angelina, Sammy, Ronnie, Vinny, Mike, and then Dina came after season 3. Do I win something for saying that? So in 2009, the show came on MTV, and the first season blew the fuck up because, like, in the first season, one of the episodes, Snooki got punched in the face by a teacher. You think I'm kidding? She got punched in the face by a teacher, and the show blew up, and they were getting a bunch of club performances, and it just blew up. Like, not performances, but they were invited to host at different clubs and stuff, and they were making so much money. And MTV had to put a stop to it, saying like, oh, no, you need to stop taking invitations to these clubs. No. Like, we need our hand. We need some of this money because you're making money off of us. Like, you're going around saying, I'm Snooki from Jersey Shore, and MTV's not getting a dime. So, like, MTV had to shut that down. So the Jersey Shore lasted for 6 seasons. It started in 2009. And then Snooki and JWoww had their own spinoff. The other ones tried to have their spinoffs. It didn't really work out. And they tried to have their own shows. It didn't really work out. And then they had the Jersey Shore family reunion. Now, Sammy did not return to MTV's Jersey Shore family reunion. They did a special on E where Sammy was there and Ron wasn't there. Now, if you know anything about Ronnie keeps on getting arrested, getting in trouble for putting his hands on his baby mama. Also, on season 3 of the Jersey Shore, you saw domestic violence between Sammy and Ron. And then throughout the show, moving forward, you saw some form of domestic violence that I did not, that was not cool. I remember my grandmother saw one of the episodes of, like, season 3, and she never cursed. I know, like, I cursed on that. She never cursed. And she saw, like, Ronnie, like, tearing up Sam's shit and breaking her fucking glasses. And my grandmother, like, really felt the ways. And she was like, wow, what a big old hunk of piece of shit. And she left the room. I'll never forget that. Shout out to my grandmother. So, they're currently doing the family reunion, which I'm not watching because I'm just like, I'm not trying to be mean. It's just like, aren't y'all tired? Like, aren't you tired? Like, to me, it's just, if they were going to clubs with people their age, and I'm not trying to, like, be rude, but, like, if they were going to clubs with people that were, like, in their 30s, you know, it'd be different. which the clubs where 30-year-old people go to, it's fine. Don't get it fucked up. Like if I go out, I go to the age appropriate clubs. But when you're going to clubs where there's people with fake IDs that are probably like 18, 19 years old, and no one in that motherfucker is past the age of 23 unless they're the bartender and the security or someone that's like the manager or something, and you sitting there, I think one of you is almost 40, and you're sitting there with your gray hair and with all your Botox and shit, being around people that are half your fucking age. Like, it's just weird to me. It's weird to me. Or your age difference is like 10 years and shit. Like, that's weird. Like, why would you, like, go to a club with people that are, like, 10, 15 years younger than you? I don't think it's, like, predatory shit. I just think it's weird shit. Let's be clear. So, in this article, which, everything I'm talking about today, like, per usual, except for the trial, that was, like, me being a bitch. It's going to be all in the description below if you're unaware. Also, if you're listening on Anchor, please, make sure to rate the episode. Give it, if you want to say something to me, you can write a comment. If you're listening on Anchor, you can actually comment on the episodes. And if you're listening on YouTube, hit the like button, write a comment, tell me what you think is so far, or if you want to add to the conversation. And if you're not already, subscribe. Same thing with Anchor. Shout out to the new listeners. I see you. So this is what it says on this article. As part of their annual upfronts presentation to advertisers Wednesday, MTV Entertainment Studios announced a whole new crew is headed to the Jersey Shore. Jersey Shore 2.0 chronicles a new generation of share house roommates hitting the same famed beaches and boardwalks along the Atlantic as the original to make new memories all summer long. The studio says of the new series, which comes 13 years after the original series premiered, they have traded their poofs for plumped pouts and UV rays for spray tans. But when things heat up in Jersey, the shore is still the place to be to make memories all summer long. Jersey isn't the only shore coming to our MTV. Jersey is the only shore coming to our screens. MTV will also air Buckhead Shore, for which follows interpersonal lives of a group of friends making their name for themselves in the Beverly Hills of the South, which I'm not going to read anymore. And then they're also saying that they're going to continue Jersey Shore Family Vacation. So with this new Jersey Shore show, you would think like, oh, well, the originals are still keeping their job. What's the big deal? Like, no one lost their job. No one lost their job. Now, Snooki doesn't do the show anymore. And then Sam's not on the show because she doesn't want to be with her abuser. Alleged abuser. Yeah, I said it. Sip on that. So, with this announcement, and by the way, I'm going to read it, then I'm going to give my commentary. But let's just say I'm not happy. So, Mike, from the original Jersey Shore, posted this. As a cast that took a chance with a network in need, we put our most vulnerable moments on television for the world to see. We gave our all over the past 13 years, became a family, and continue to open our lives to the world. So please understand that we're not in support of a version that will exploit our original show, our hard work, and authenticity to gain viewers. Don't forget to tune into an all-new season of Jersey Shore Family Vacation. And then Vinny from the original Jersey Shore quote tweeted it, or took a snapshot of that tweet, and wrote, agreed, new season of Jersey Shore Family Vacation coming soon. Hashtag we are Jersey Shore. And then Snooki took the picture and did hashtag we are Jersey Shore. And then Pauly D did the same thing. Hashtag we are Jersey Shore. This is why I'm going to have to get y'all together. It's not your fucking show. Jersey Shore is not your show. You did not create the show. You were casted with an idea that someone made on MTV. It is not your fucking show. You are cast members of a show. I'm not saying that your contributions doesn't matter, but it is not your show. It is MTV's show. Number 2, MTV was not dying in 2009, motherfuckers. Fuck out of here. MTV is dying now. It's still dying. It's still dying. Y'all have not brought us back to watch that bullshit. And that's a fact. The highest rated shows on MTV is Ridiculousness and Wild Out. That is it. No one's checking for you motherfuckers. So how dare y'all? Y'all are not fired. Y'all are not losing any money. And for you to be like, Jersey Shore, it's my brand. It's not your brand. It's not, because there's a show that was similar to Jersey Shore, something to do with Florida. And it's like, it was just too much for me. I don't know what it's called, but it's a show, I think it's in Florida, or in Tampa. And it's the same concept as Jersey Shore, and y'all shut the fuck up. Y'all didn't say a fucking goddamn thing. And then do you know how many other MTV veterans that came on that platform before y'all motherfuckers did, that y'all would even have a motherfucking platform if it wasn't for these motherfuckers, or the people that were in Real World and Road Rules? Yeah, I'm going real old school. Do you hear any of those motherfuckers getting mad about, oh, someone's redoing Real World in a city that I did? No! Let the new blood in. Why are you not allowing new blood in? Why are you stopping and hurting somebody that has nothing to do with you and stopping their opportunities or their potential opportunities? Why are you shitting on this? If y'all were real adults and y'all were real about it, then y'all be like, you know what? I'm so glad for this new cast, and pass the baton. But no, you aren't gracious. You're selfish over a show that's not fucking yours. It's not your fucking show. Now, I can understand if you felt the fucking ways, if you lost your family reunion show. Now, I could get that. I don't have no issues with that. Well, I lost my family reunion show, and they're just going to do Jersey Shore 2.0. I would feel the ways. I would. 100%. I would feel bitter too. But that's not the fucking case. You still have your show. You still have your back. And you're going to sit there and try to say, oh, we're trying to help a dying network. Also, motherfuckers, y'all were on MTV for consecutively 13 years. That was Snooki and JWoww. Don't get it fucked up. Don't get it fucked up. Polly, you were in Las Vegas DJing. Mike, you were on drugs. And then you went to jail for some shit. And then Vinny, you had a lot of failed projects. And Ronnie, you're a disgrace. You know what? I'm done. Next. So, last we're going to talk about is Star Wars and the things they announced in Star Wars. There was a huge article that came out on Variety, and it was like a huge thing where they're going to talk about the future of Star Wars and what they have coming in the future. So, for people that don't know, Obi-Wan Kenobi is coming out on May 27th, which I will watch. I'm not going to lie to y'all, I'm going to watch. But in this article, I didn't read the whole thing, but I will link the whole article in the description. They talked about several things. Kathleen Kennedy, you know I can't stand you. So one of the things that they said in this article is that Rian Johnson's trilogy. So Rian Johnson, who was the director, who, in my opinion, destroyed the new trilogy 7, 8, 9. That's just my opinion. Well, he was supposed to do another trilogy for Star Wars. And Kathleen Kennedy announced that that's no longer happening. And people like myself celebrated and said, oh, the earth is healing. Well, that's not, of course, Kathleen Kennedy's like, no, that's not what it is. So she's basically saying that Rian Johnson is too booked and busy to deal with her tired ass shit. Which, if that was the case, then, well, because I think Rian Johnson's supposed to write it too. I think that's how it's supposed to go. So, like, I guess he didn't even leave a draft. He left nothing. So, like, apparently, it's just completely, it's not canceled. It's on a pod. Okay, bitch. Whatever. Another thing they talked about, which I thought was interesting, was Kathleen Kennedy says they learned from the Solo A Star Wars story that getting a new actor to replicate any of the OG characters is near impossible. Now, it does seem so abundantly clear that we can't do that. Now, this is why I'm going to kind of choose violence. And if y'all feel ways with what I'm about to say, that's fine. You can feel it. I liked Solo, A Star Wars movie. I liked it. I liked the actors that played all the characters. I don't think there was anything wrong with the movie. I thought Emilia Clarke was tired. I didn't think that she was that great in it, but regarding story and the flow, I thought the movie was a lot of fun. It gave me cowboy bebop, outlaw star, space cowboy realness, which that's what Han Solo is. So I liked the movie. It had nothing to do with the actor. And then some people's like, well, it wasn't the actor's fault. It was the writing. I say it's neither. It was the lack of trust, because y'all were presenting to us nothing but bullshit with the movies. And then here you come again with the Solo movie, and people just didn't show up. That's what happened. People didn't want to show up. And now y'all saying that, like, y'all don't really want to put shit in the movie theaters. And I'm like, yeah, because you know it's going to bomb. You know it's going to bomb. And you know that episode 9 did not perform well. Did it make money? Yes, but it didn't perform well. These are facts. And there were also rumors that the IP value of Star Wars actually decreased. Okay? Until baby Grogu had to come and use the Force to lift it up. And y'all had to convince Mark Hamill to come back and play Luke Skywalker again. I'm still waiting for you to say that 8 didn't happen. I'm still waiting for that. I think we're all waiting for it. Now, regarding Obi-Wan Kenobi, and then we'll end it with here. Now, regarding Obi-Wan Kenobi, a lot of people are talking about it. Now, Hayden Christensen said that he actually watched on the television shows Clone Wars and Rebels and watched the movies to kind of get back into the character again, which, let's make some noise for Hayden Christensen. He's taking the job seriously, unlike this piece of shit. Actor Rupert Friend says he deliberately avoided watching Star Wars Rebels in preparation for his role as the Grand Inquisitor. We wanted to do something fresh that honored what is faithful to the spirit of the character. Fuck you. I just don't agree that people should not know the assignment. Like, how dare you do a role and not know the assignment? Now, if this is an original character that's never been done before and there is no blueprint and you as an actor is going to take, creative to readjust it like Johnny Depp did with Captain Jack Sparrow. Shout out to Johnny Depp for serving Captain Jack Sparrow like that. Let's make some noise for Captain Jack Sparrow just because. Now that's different. Now that is different, okay? Very, very different. But you already have an established character, and you're just being a lazy bitch. Which, you know what? Fuck you for that. So, I don't even know what to expect from you. How dare you not learn the assignment? Like, how dare you? Like, that's like taking a test and not studying for it and think you're going to get a 100. Like, you never went to the class, you know nothing about the class, you know nothing about the subject, and you think you're going to make 100. But lastly, the thing I want to talk about is that Obi-Wan Kenobi director compares the show to Joker and Logan. Now, when I read that, I was concerned, but I kind of got context of it, okay? And then we'll talk. So this is what the director said. I think I was the most excited about getting the opportunity to do a character-driven story in a similar way. It's a different tone, but something like Joker or Logan, where you take one character out of a big franchise, then you really have the time and you go a lot deeper with the character. That to me seemed really exciting to get to do in Star Wars. Now that sounds better than Obi-Wan Kenobi director compares the show to Joker and Logan. Because I'm going to tell you, I wasn't happy when I read that. But since you're saying that, you're saying it in a sense of doing a deep dive on a character and kind of solely focusing on them, I kind of understand the comparison. But, sir, I am a little bit confused on how we're going to do a deep dive on Obi-Wan Kenobi when you only gave us 6 episodes. And there's a lot of characters in there. Did you not see the trailer? There's a lot going on. How are we going to do a deep dive in 6 episodes? Like with Logan, there wasn't that many characters involved. It was like the 3. Logan, Xavier, and the daughter. It was the 3. And then, there were side characters, but, it was focused on the 3, okay? With Joker, it was just focused on the Joker and then the people around him. But when I'm looking at the trailer, it's a lot going on, so I don't know how you're going to accomplish that. But I'm going to watch, and I'm here for it, and I'm going to talk about it, too. Best believe. But I am really, you know what, when it comes to Star Wars, I'm just going to hope for the best. I did say on my Twitch show several times, if you haven't subscribed to my Twitch channel, click the link tree that's in the description. I have said several times on my Twitch show that Star Wars has no business doing movies anymore. And I think I wasn't the only one that said that because, bitch, they got the message. Yes, they did. Yes, they did. So, overall, I'm kind of excited with the lineup that we have. I saw a lot of shows being canceling. there's going to be a whole huge pool of available actors, okay? So possibly we'll get new shows, writers are going to be available, new directors are going to be available, so hopefully we'll get something better than what we have now, because TV has been very, very stale, I feel like. But thank you guys. That's the end of our show. Thank you guys for listening. I hope you guys enjoy, and I will see you on the next one. Bye.